A reading from the book of the prophet Isaiah. The Lord God opens my ear that I may hear, and I have not rebelled, have not turned back. I gave my back to those who beat me, my cheeks to those who plucked my beard. My face I did not shield from buffets and spitting. The Lord God is my help. Therefore, I am not disgraced. I have set my face like flint, knowing that I shall not be put to shame. He is near who upholds my right. If anyone wishes to oppose me, let us appear together. Who disputes my right? Let that man confront me. See, the Lord God is my help. Who will prove me wrong? The word of the Lord.
A reading from the letter of St. James. What good is it, my brothers and sisters, if someone says he has faith but does not have works? Can that faith save him? If a brother or sister has nothing to wear and has no food for the day, and one of you says to them, "Go in peace, keep warm, and eat well," but you do not give them the necessities of the body, what good is it? So also faith of itself, if it does not have works, is dead. Indeed, someone might say, "You have faith, and I have works." Demonstrate your faith to me without works, and I will demonstrate my faith to you from my works. The word of the Lord.
The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Glory to you, Lord. Lord, be my mind, on my lips, and in my heart. Jesus and his disciples set out for the villages of Caesarea Philippi. Along the way, he asked his disciples, "Who do people say that I am?" They said in reply, "John the Baptist. Others, Elijah. Still others, one of the prophets." And he asked them, "But who do you say that I am?" Peter said in reply to him, "You are the Christ." Then Jesus warned them not to tell anyone about him. He began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer greatly and be rejected by the elders, the priests, and the scribes, and be killed, and rise after 3 days. He spoke this openly. Then Peter took him aside and began to rebuke him. At this, he turned around and, looking at his disciples, rebuked Peter and said, "Get behind me, Satan. You are not thinking as God does, but as human beings do." He summoned the crowd with his disciples and said to them, "Whoever wishes to come after me must deny himself, take up his cross, and follow me. For whoever wishes to save his life will lose it, but whoever loses his life for my sake and out of the gospel will save it." The gospel of the Lord. Praise to you, Lord Jesus. In today's gospel, Jesus does not tell Peter he's thinking as Peter, but that he's thinking as a human being. That means Jesus is talking to all of us, human beings. There's a church named St. Augustine up in Martha's Vineyard, which is a wealthy island summer resort off the coast of Massachusetts. St. Augustine's in Martha's Vineyard has the 7 sacraments, has its stained glass windows, and each window has a little saying reflecting the sacrament. The window dedicated to the sacrament of reconciliation says, "Go and sin no more." This is a summer resort, an island that has constant ocean breezes, and so there's no air conditioning in the church. They just open the windows and the breeze comes in. The only part of that window for reconciliation that opens has the word "no" written on it. So as people celebrate Mass, they read, "Go and sin more." No one objects to that. But what we do object to is suffering and death. There's really no room in our worldly experience for the God Jesus lives by. This God who welcomes all, "Come unto me." This Messiah, the Messiah of our Gospels, is not portrayed as a powerful winner or a victorious leader. He comes from God to teach us that he has the ability to love even his tormentors and to absorb all the cruelty in this world and not reciprocate in kind. This challenges our instinctual need to build security and to make survival the highest value. A woman's husband was about to be released from the hospital, and his doctor had a private conference with her. He said that her husband is seriously ill and will die unless she helps relieve some of the stress, because all of his illness is stress-related. And the doctor suggested that she might encourage her husband to play more golf, to watch more television, and in fact, to go and get snacks and bring them to him as he's watching television. She could prepare his favorite meals, and she could take out the trash instead of expecting him to. And finally, essentially, do not invite her mother to visit. So they got her husband out of the hospital, and he was in the passenger seat, and she was driving, and he said, "Well, how did the meeting with the doctor go? What did he say?" She said, "He said, you are very seriously ill, and you're going to die." We are often afraid of people or events that are not really threatening. But the crucifixion was really cruel and very real. And it invites us to pick up our cross. And that means courage, not security. It means strength, not force. It means faith, not certainty. It means acceptance, not exclusivity. It means mercy, not hostility. It means suffering, not complaining. It invites each and every one of us to pick up our cross and follow the one who shows us how to live. It invites each and every one of us to trust God with our whole heart, our whole soul, and our whole mind, so that we conquer fear. Christ tells us how to be his church, a community that picks up our crosses readily so that others may bear theirs. A family of brothers and sisters who bring healing and hope to others. A community whose every decision and every action proclaims who we believe he is and what the gospel means to us. You are the Christ, the anointed one who comes from God to show us how to live and be truly alive. I find that the prayer of St. Francis sums it all up for us. It is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. It is in loving that we are loved. And it is in dying that we are born to new life. And that's good news.